up, guys? What's going on? It's Tuesday. What up? What up? Charlie Rock, Burned, EG, Lord Samurai. You guys hear me okay? Let me know. 100x potential. What's up? Romany, what's up? What it? What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? How am I sounding? Sound is good. We choppy. Are we straight? Please kill Rune. What's up, Nikita? What's up, everybody? Woo! It was a good day. Good night. You know, pulling back here as expected, but you know, Bitcoin didn't die. That's all that matters. Chilling. I got the shades on today. It's beautiful out. Getting ready for the summer. Right after this, I'm about to hit the outside. Maybe go hang out in Brooklyn for a bit. But what's up, guys? What's going on? Was everybody short last night? Did everybody's shorts get cooked? Because everyone over the weekend thought 39K was imminent. So, gotta stick to your guns. That's what I did. And it worked out. Also helped that Luna Treasury started buying some Bitcoin. So, that got the big move going. Excuse me. But all in all, look, I can't be bearish on this market right now, and the S&P is doing backflips. NASDAQ jumping, stalling out right now, hitting some resistance. We'll look at that stuff, but you know, just don't play it scared. Play the charts. Play what the charts give you. And my biggest reasoning behind why I stayed long was, we'll get into it, I'll show you guys, but it was the CVD, man. Sellers were selling and price was stuck. That's absorption, and that means that they keep selling, price is going nowhere, you're going to have to buy back. So the, Duquan move definitely, it was the buying plus also the news. I mean, he was buying like $20 million clips. That doesn't move the market, right? So, but the news of it, Udiverse tweeted, Luna buying $3 billion. That gets the market going. Pintoshi wrote something about, congratulations on your $125 million purchase. This is a news-driven market, which everybody jumped on, led to a short squeeze, and that's what popped us up. So I ain't mad at it, right? Like, what's wrong with that? You know what I mean? This is how this market moves. Equities, you gotta look at fundamentals, earnings. It's so much more that you gotta look at. But when it comes to this market, news is what drives it, always. So that's that. Here we are. Hope everybody made some money. Hope everybody jumped on that little short earlier. I couldn't take it because I was running around and then had to prepare for this. Good morning, Faye, Lerner, Sonu, Alexander, Switch Gabber, Matthew. Appreciate all you guys, man. It's EG. I just spoke about why the pump occurred. You could rewind that. But so here we are. you guys take a look at what we got in front of us right now. You got perps selling off as they always do. Perps always taking advantage of maybe a temporary imbalance in price, but as you guys can see here, this yellow and blue lines here, Binance and Coinbase is still buying. So I'm not too worried. I think if we break below around 42.2, then we go back into that range previously, and then probably down to like 41.8. But whatever, I'm playing it right now. I took most of my profits last night at 43.4, right where price stopped. I'll show you why I did that. It was all based on the TPO, and we'll get into all of that. Somebody asked on Twitter for me to go over this really quickly. I'll do this again for you, but you guys should know after a couple of streams. Look, left side, spot buys, right? I have it set to everything over 250K. Right side, perps. This all the way to the right side is futures. Can't really make any decisions off of that, right? So, and then down here you have liquidations, red shorts, blue longs. Probably the most important thing on this chart is this CVD chart here. When you see for instance, a spot bid and you see spot price getting pushed up, but you got these perps selling hard, they're usually going to get trapped and price is going to reverse. So, and the same way, on the way up as on the way down, right? That's probably the most important about this chart. Also, I like to see, so this thing goes crazy when we make a big move, right? You guys are seeing it right now. Volume is kind of dissipating. It's kind of slow. So this isn't something you make a decision off all the time. It's when price is stuck and stalled. It's when you see this thing slow down to like nothing. And also it has sound as well. So you can, like, literally I could be, in my kitchen cooking, and if I turn the sound on, I know if it's a trade or not. Because when there's nothing going on, it's quiet, I don't hear anything, and then this thing, when you turn the sound on, it goes nuts. And I'll run back from what I'm doing to hop on my to hop into a trade, a scalp, whatever it is, right? So that's pretty much the basics of this. I'm not going to keep going over it. I'm thinking about starting a Telegram group just to kind of share some of this stuff with you guys. It's not going to be like a group where I'm like, buy Bitcoin at this price, stop here. I don't want to do that. But just somewhere where we could all get together and kind of, share different templates, or I don't know if it's going to be Telegram, maybe a Discord. I don't know, but it's in the works. So with that said, enough of this. Let's get into the charts, guys. Some last shout outs. Mike Horton, what's up? Zane, Frederic, what's up, everybody? Visulux. All right, let's get into it. Let's do it. All right, guys. So, first things first. I had to take these damn shades off because it's not that bright in here. But Anyway, looking at the S&P, right? You guys know I am always looking at stocks before I make any other major decisions, right? And S&P breaking these highs over here. You got these highs here. So breaking that. Got these highs, which are coming up to. Keeping an eye on that. Most importantly is this point of control here. This naked point of control. I think that causes a pause, but look, the bottom line is, and like I posted a tweet about the Fed raising rates and how they say they're gonna do all these things, but their hands are so tied. They are so late that just put that out of your mind. If you think the stock market is gonna crash right now, I think you need to readjust your thinking, because unless this war gets out of control and like US gets involved or it escalates to something crazy, I think the market keeps making its move up. Like making new lows, I don't really see that right now. I think one thing that will happen is we'll have a bad print of inflation next month. That'll send the market back a little bit, and that'll be a buying opportunity, in my opinion. So that's enough of that. You know, basically what I see is kind of this rejecting up here, maybe up here, and this right here becoming a new area of support. To the orange coin, bouncing at the VWAP. So high time frame. This is what we're looking at. Obviously, everyone knows what we got ahead of us, right? I cut here. When we get to the TPO, I will show you why. This is a previous area of high volume, going back to these highs. But this is what you got. You got this naked point of control here. Right down here, you should have some support. And you got this composite point of control. So let me zoom in a lot. You guys know I like the 4-hour chart. The daily is not as useful to me personally for what I do. But there we go. All right. So you got this level right here going back all the way, which is right about 44.5. So even though we got these wicks above, these are all what I consider deviations from the range, right? This is the real range right here. That's the range. And everything above this is a deviation, according to volume, right? Which is what you guys know. That's where I put my money, and that's where a lot of people put their money. So to me, it looks something like this, right? Something like this. And then this. And this. Those are my levels. And you guys see I just do this from the eye, from the, I'm not lining up candles. I'm doing it from where the volume came in, and that's that. So that's what I'm looking at. So right now, this level here, you know, it was support last night. We got rejected up here, and you know, we rejected here. Boom, support, and we went. So looking to see if this holds. Another thing that we have, you know, to prop us up is, you know, you got weekly VWAP right here at the 41.8 level. Top of this wick, you know, I expect a bounce there if we don't get a bounce here. If it breaks through all of this, then, you know, it was a scam and whatever. We just gotta live with it. But with the S&P making moves, even though it's stalling, I'm not a bear. I'm not a bear. These are pullbacks. This is not, we're going to 35K, you know? You got support, support, support. So, I'll just be looking for the bounces on the downside. You know, I would have faded this move, but like I said earlier, I wasn't at the desk. So, those are the Bitcoin levels. That's what I'm looking at. You know, break below 39K. I think you can forget about it. So, I'm not even going to focus on levels down there. We'll look at ETH. Now, ETH. First, let's look at ETH BTC. Pulling back here a bit. Making this huge move since, you know, basically over the last week. And stalling out as Bitcoin's stalling out. So, you know, I was hoping for a break. But, you know, I think right here about 0.07 BTC, if that manages to happen, there'll be a huge outperformance of Ethereum, you know, up to about 0.75, I think so. So we got to see how it plays. We got to see what happens with Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin starts ranging and ETH keeps going. But, you know, you guys can see here looking at the profile. When we got a 39K retest, everyone always wants a retest, but like, this is my thing, right? You want a retest of $4,000 down, then, you know, we go down $4,000, we're probably going down a lot more than $4,000 or $3,000, whatever we're at. So everyone begging for retests because they missed their entry, I think you tripping. Like, I don't think you should be calling for that, because if you're calling for that, you should be short right now, and you shouldn't even be thinking about longing anything, right? So, and that's not my view right now. So, taking a look at ETH, take my lines off here. Obviously, naked point of control, 3060. You could see profit taking started right there. Right? These are the levels that you got to look for. These are where you set your take profits. These are where I set my take profits when I'm leaving a trade on overnight. Right? So, if you're looking for an entry in the ETH, obviously weekly VWAP, 2950. Maybe a breakout trade if this goes. I think a rejection over this level would be a nice fade probably, but you know, just looking at the levels on the profile, you can see what stands out. Huge volume area right here, right? And you got Huge volume area right there, right where that naked point of control is. So right around 2,800. And then, you know, it's pretty thin between here. You got a couple of spots that jut out. But, you know, I think if you break 2,800, you'd be looking for like 26. So that's ETH, you know. If you're holding, see if it breaks these highs breaks this naked point of control at 3060, then you'd be looking for 3255. But I think getting up there, you're gonna need Bitcoin to get back to the 45,000 area. All right, so that's that. Again, we'll leave alts for the end. From now on, guys, I'm only doing like three alts. Like, I don't really. You guys see how I do this? Like, you have the same tools that I have, and like you should be able to look at your own coin, and you know, I'm teaching you guys how to do this. So like, you should be able to look at your own coin and find your own levels. I think it's better to just focus on the big ones. But, you know, you guys look at what you want to on your own time, because I like to focus on the more nuanced stuff, like the futures information and OI and leverage, and not just looking at candlestick charts. All right, so from now on, 2 to 3 alts, and I'm done. All right, awesome. So here we go. Let's get to the good stuff. Okay, so here's a TPO chart. During the day when I'm trading, this is how I look at it. Yeah, Toby. So like a lot of, you know, I'm seeing everybody talking about the lows. And yeah, we could get back to the lows for sure. But you got to think about what's going on in the actual market, in the actual world right now. Like, the world is risk on. Why are you looking for touching lows? Like, that could take weeks, you know? Like, that's not imminent. Like, we're at 42.6. You know, you think we're going to drop $7,000 in like a day or two? It's not happening. Because this move is not even like a high leverage move. People thinking that like the leverage compared to last year is so minuscule. Like, these capitulation wick flushes don't happen anymore. That $5,000 wick, like from when we wick down to like 42 back up to like 50 something, you're not gonna see that anymore. It's not happening. Like, there would take some crazy event, probably news driven, that's like fucking, you know, $500 million got hacked off of Binance, or Russia shuts down Binance or Coinbase, or like it's not. Moves are gonna be steady and calculated. You know, maybe you get a $2,000 drop, but you know, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 drops, I don't see it. Obviously, you know, this could happen over a week or two or whatever, or if the market crashes, if the stock market crashes for some reason. But what I've been trying to emphasize, like on Twitter to you guys, is like, yo, like don't sit and wait. Like, you sit and wait for things to happen. Like, oh well, like even me, like I was talking about the lows being poor at 37. But I still longed it, you know? Like, I didn't say, oh, I'll just wait for it to come back, you know? So that's just something I want to say to you guys, to just kind of show you my thinking right now. Like, this is not a market that wants to dump Bitcoin on your head right now. I'm not seeing it. If it happens, it happens. But have your stops in place, take your longs, and take a shot at it at least. So anyway, this is how I look at my trades during the day. I mean, this is how I look at the TPO chart during the day. So, as you can see, and I'll put it back to normal, but I just want to show you how I view it when I'm trading. So, you can see here, this is the value area, right? This gray, this is the value area, right? Not the best place to take a trade. This is value. That's like going to the store and buying something for the price that it says on the sticker. You want to buy or sell when things get expensive, like up here, or cheap, like down here, right? So you can see these little blue wicks outside of this box that I drew. Like, that's where I take my long. So last night, as we pumped up, I was already in my long. We rejected up here. A lot of people got short up here, but I wanted to see if support held. Came down here. 42.2 held. You can see the little wicks outside, but I added to my long for more up, right? So this is kind of how I look on it on a daily basis, right? You see the blue wicks over here. That was your sells. These are your buys. That was your sell. So this is like my daily visual, but then so this is called expanding clusters. It basically breaks the TPO chart out into a half hour. So it's basically a half hour candle is what you're looking at. Now, when I combine it, it's back like this, and you're familiar with this view. So I'll turn these candles off right now so you can focus on this. So what we have here is pretty much the previous 4 days, including the weekend and Friday. Pretty much trading inside. But one thing I want to bring up, how you guys were, how some people mentioned like poor lows at the bottom. Yeah, we did have poor lows at the bottom, right? But this is not a poor low. Oh, shit. Sorry. This is not a poor low. That is a good low. That's what you want to see. Volume at the bottom ended up being a double distribution, which is, pretty much saying some continuation coming. But this red box, that is a nice, fully formed low, right? And then you look at this day here, it's pretty balanced day, little wick down, and you see this gray area here. Well, I missed it, but this little gray box right here, this gray line, see how price came right to it, bounced back up. That was a naked point of control. You got a buy tail with a naked point of control. That's your long right there. Perfect. Good low, retrace, point of control, long, right? So here we are. We got value moving up here. So basically, if you combine, let's combine these last 3 days, right? So this is your value area high of the previous 3 days, going back to Friday. And we have a whole section of value up here moving up. It's hanging out up there. Even though it's pulling back, it's hanging out. So buying near the bottom of this value area, that's where I want to see if we get there, if I can add. Or we could just bounce straight from here because it's bouncing off of VWAP. But right around 42.2, value area low of today, that could be an entry for me. One thing to be concerned about is this is a sweeping move. This is called a single print, right? And a single print is a failed auction. And what a failed auction means is that, and I posted about this last night. If you look on my Twitter, you'll see that I posted basically an order flow candle, and there's zero buyers, there's zero sellers here, basically all the way up through this area. No orders were on the books. Everyone thought down, and then boom, and sellers couldn't get in front of it fast enough. That's called a failed auction. When you have a failed auction, price is likely to come back to that area to complete it, right? So we get back into this area at some point, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, maybe later this week, but usually this gets patched up. But you know, you can see right here, you had a buy tail last night. Like this, it gives you all the signals, man. Buy tail, always worth a shot. Sell tail, always worth a shot. You know, sell tail, sell tail, sell tail, buy tail. They work, man. So basically want to show you, I want to show you how a lot of people are like, well, how do you know to keep your trade going? Like, how do you know if it's dying out or where to take profits? So you see these gray lines. Like I said, these are naked points of control. Bounced right there. That was a naked point of control. These gray naked points of control are TPO points of control based off of time. I find that there's stronger support than the volume-based ones. But let's look at the volume-based ones. While I'm doing this, I'll answer some questions. Sharpen your teeth. What do we got? Salam, Trader Sheiks. What's up, man? Touch of that naked point of control, man. I'm telling you, it works. Why do I look at stocks before crypto? Yes. E.g., if you've been paying attention, Bitcoin is currently at its highest correlation with the S&P that it's pretty much historically ever been. So that's why I look at stocks. And not to mention, you know, I come from a stock trading world, and that helps me get a better view on what risk markets are doing. And no matter what people say about Bitcoin, it's a risk market, a high risk market. So yes, I got to pay attention to stocks always. So now take a look at that, boy. You can see right here, right there. See this? That's the naked point of control. That's where everybody cut their orders. Right there. That's where they took profits. That's why price stopped at 43.4. I'm telling you, it's like clockwork. It works pretty much every time. Sometimes it doesn't work. Like here, we blew through it. I should never say pretty much every time. Forget that I said that. Scratch that from the record. But here was a naked point of control. Blew through it. Here was a naked point of control, blew through it. But what I find is if it does blow through a naked point of control like this, chances are if it reclaims it, it's going to go for a bit, right? Here, broke it, reclaimed it, came back below, and lovely trade. So these point of controls work, and here's a volume-based point of control, these red lines, and you can see, this is why breaking down below 37 is so terrible, because there's no volume down here. From 37, you're basically going to be at 35 instantly. There's nothing holding you up. But you can see here, as price came back into the points of control from over here on the 7th, we bounced. Retraced, bounced. That's volume is everything, guys. Like, I can't stress it enough. Like, order flow is important, but volume is even more important. Where the volume comes in, where it dies out. Most important thing. So, looking at the TPO, right now, 41.7, 41.8, and then you got this right here, 42.250. So you got this, which is basically the value area low here. That should be a trade if we get down there. You got that, and you got this, which right now has confluence with the weekly VWAP. So I expect a bounce in that area. If not, we go lower, and that's cool. But yeah, so that's the TPO. Take a look at open interest. It's up 3%, so it's coming down a bit. Funding is pretty neutral. Funding went negative yesterday for a little bit, and we pushed off of that. See, and you guys can see the liquidations. Like, this is nothing. Like, we pushed $2,500 last night, and we only took out $46 million of shorts. That's nothing. That pales into comparison with past moves, right? Like back here in January, like this move here, the end of February. So the move from 36 when we went up to 44 there. That's a lot bigger of a move in a day, but this is small pennies. But what you guys gotta understand is that the market is not leveraged like it used to be. So when people, you expect these huge cascading liquidation crashes, it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take something crazy to have, one of those moves. This was pretty, crazy here, but this is March 16th, so this is the executive order, and this is all news-based stuff, so we kind of made a move off of some news-based stuff, but this is not a buy the news, sell the news type of event, because my man Duquan just started buying this Bitcoin. He's got to buy $3 billion more. He bought $100 million last night, and the market went crazy. So it's going to take him weeks to months to get into a full position of $3 billion. It's going to take a while. So we got the Duquan Luna bid for a while. So yeah, that's future stuff. You guys know these are my trend reversal candles. Not going to go over that again, but look at the day. Look at the day. Buyers dominated pretty much most of the day. After we broke down below 42.8, see the sellers took over here, trying to push us down. But, you know, it's really, it is really thin down here. So, you know, if it bounces between this, 42.2 to 42.5 area where it is right now, and you can see here, this was a previous point of control. It's like high volume area right here at 42.3. So I wouldn't long until if it goes below this 42.2 area, I would wait for the reclaim and get back in on the way up. Or if you're short, good for you. Congratulations. But looking at the past couple of days, man, look at what we had. You got all sellers down here. You got all sellers down here, right? And price keeps bouncing up. When you see this at the lows, and like I said to you guys before, this is a decent low. Price is gonna bounce. So that's what happened. Look at the past couple of look at these days. Look at all the buyers going back to the 13th. So people want to be bearish, but look at what things look like before this week. Sellers, buyers picked up here, sellers. This is not looking like something that you should think is going to dump to oblivion. Even though it's possible, definitely possible, all things are possible, but I play it how I see it, and I don't see 39K. It's not happening, in my opinion. Not in the next couple of days or so, if the stock market keeps kind of grinding sideways to up, right? So pretty much went over everything there. Trading light. Look at some levels. So starting to see CVD tick down. You got profit taking here. You got perps selling here. Obviously, we're gonna pull back. Pullbacks are warranted. They happen. But like I said, you guys know my levels of where it's still along or it's going back much lower. And currently that number is like 42.2. But what I wanted to show you guys, and I posted about this earlier, is this area here. So when you look at CVD, there are two things that, when it really, really shows you, okay, this is indicating that something is about to reverse, right? So one is this. So this happened at 42.50, right? Higher CVD. You guys know I'm looking at FTX like I always do, but I'm sure it's the same across other exchanges too. Higher CVD, 42.250. Dumping. CVD just falling off a cliff. This is 40 4,800. Right? Higher low, but lower low on the CVD. Same thing goes when price is moving up. Right? If you're making a higher low on, if your CVD is making a higher high, but price isn't, that's when you get short. So, same thing on the way down. So that's what I saw last night. That's where I made that move. I mean, I was already long from lower. I just added. But this is how you look at this stuff. All right, so some key things here. You guys know I look at these rolling VWAPs. I pay attention to them. And obviously you could see other people pay attention to them too. Break below this rolling VWAP here at 41, basically 42. That sent us all the way down here. Rejection at the rolling VWAP again, 41.6, down to the 4,500 level. And then you can see we just kind of went sideways, bouncing on this rolling VWAP. Closed above it. Couldn't break back below it. Huge move. So you got this rolling VWAP pulling up the support. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But currently sitting at 42.3. You could see right here that you got buyers sitting there. Could be spoofs, but they're picking these areas that where this rolling VWAP is. What you have lower is you have this recent point of control here meeting up with this weekly VWAP down here. So since we broke up from 37, we haven't touched this yet. That usually provides a bounce. Not saying it's going to bring you back to the highs, but usually good for a scalp. Levels in the book, you got right here at the highs, some coins, the area I just showed you, and below 42,250 and right around 41.9. So like I told you, 42,250 to 41.8. If there's no bounce in there, then it's back down. But I see a bounce happening. You got these lows here, right? And then you got basically the top of this structure here. So that's what I'm looking at there. With that, kind of concludes everything. Actually, I wanted to go over. Let's do some footprint stuff. Oh, wrong one. All right, guys. So when I'm trading constantly, I have a footprint chart up. This is my secret weapon. So these are the lows last night. 40,875. That was the lows of the Asia Open. You could see down here, you had sellers, kind of an imbalance of sellers down here, not able to push price anymore, bounced up, and the real break occurred when there is this fight here, basically over like 41,150 of. This is the point of control at the top of this. This is a range candle. It's not a minute candle. It just goes by price ranges. Once this broke, you can see what happened here. There was no sellers to be found to stop price from moving. And when I saw that, I added to my long. Look at that. 0. There was nothing in the book. There was like a couple of orders here. 0. That is a squeeze. That's when sellers are caught offside because they're trying to sell down lower like dumbasses instead of putting orders, above previous, local areas of local highs, recent highs. So, everybody's expecting a dump. That happens. There we go. This is how you look at this stuff. Like if you look at this morning, right? Pushing, you just see volume die out at the top. Imbalance of sellers here, just volume dies out, nothing else. And then price comes down, sellers get heavy here. That is what you're looking for when you're looking at order flow. You want to see people get caught off sides, or you want to see something like this, right? Look at that. No sellers at the top, but, price wasn't able to push anymore. So these are the kind of things like that was a pullback, and then we went up, and then we went down. But these are the things you look for, especially like when you're scalping, right? So all right, we came down to 42.2. No buyers down here, but price still bounces. That's how you look at order flow. It's obviously a lot more nuanced. I would need to spend a whole day going over this stuff, but look at the highs, right? 43.4. You got buyers, a lot of buyers at the top, not being able to push anymore. 0 buyer, like it just, that's your sell. Boom, died out. Right at the areas that we saw on the TPO chart. And that was it, pushed back up, and then it just died back down to support. But, looking at this stuff is vital. This is one chart that is always displayed on the right side of my screen. Always. So, all right. Questions about what we went over already, and then I'll do a couple of alts, and then we'll cut it. Yes, EG, rolling VWAP is the yellow. Green was the weekly. No sellers at the top. Does that mean limit order is sitting there? No. So these are orders that actually were processed. These are market orders. These are orders that went through. These are not limit orders. These are not orders to, resting orders. These are money that hit the book. This is stuff that hit the market. Every sell was a transaction that was completed. Every buy, the same thing. Any specific videos, e.g. I have some earlier videos where I really go into depth on trading light, which is what we were looking at before. Discussing the order book. What's up, 83 Madden? What is absorption, bro? Absorption is when sellers are selling and all the buy orders are absorbing their sales so price can't go down. That is absorption. I'll show you. Let me show you here. I'll show you absorption, what absorption looks like in the book. So going back to the 34K lows, this is what absorption looks like. You know, sellers were heavily selling down here at 34K, trying to push. But these orders, or you can see right here, soaking up all that liquidity, huge amounts of liquidity here. That's absorption. We're absorbing all their sell orders because there's more people that want to go long than their shorts can provide. When the shorts give up and they can't push the price anymore, price reverses. You can see that a lot. You don't see it as much as you used to when we were higher because, you know, people aren't buying like they used to. The strength is not there. Damn, I'm trying to find a good example. Oh, here you go. These are all orders sitting here. Absorbed all these orders here. Make this a little brighter. This wick absorbed all those, you know, the buys absorbed all their sells. And they couldn't sell anymore. Push price back. Absorption here. Absorption here. Sucked up all of these buy orders. Some were pulled, some were, you know, executed. But that's absorption. You didn't really see this in this case because it was more market buying. People hopping on. But trying to see. One terrible thing about this app is like there's no button to just like scroll to the right like TradingView. It's really annoying. But anyway, you can see where we bounce, right? Point of control. 48. Boom. I mean, I could literally trade just off of using this and probably do better than most people. This gives you a lot of information here. But okay, more questions. What do we got? All right. So yeah, Discord. I think I'm gonna start a Discord. You heard it first. I think the bank's Discord is coming. So Alexander, you asked about reading TPO charts. Look, the best resource for reading the TPO charts is a book by a man named John Dalton. He has a book called Markets in Profile. My buddy Ryan, Cantor and Clark, as you know him, when I first got into this, like full time, I went over to his house and he was like, "Here, take this." And I actually still have his copy, and I hope he forgets because I don't ever want to give it back, because it is the Bible of TPO, and he's pretty much one of the pioneers of it. So again, the book is called Markets in Profile by John Dalton. He also has another one called Mind Over Markets. Legendary dude. Legendary. And if you want to know about operating the TPO on ExoCharts, ExoCharts has their own Discord, and you can they also have a documentation section where you can read all about it. But you know, pretty much I've showed you how to use it. The hardest part is setting it up, you know, like getting all your templates set up and everything. That could take you a whole day. Save your templates and make hotkeys. That's my best advice if you're using ExoCharts. Don't just think that you can, you know, hop on and just change your settings every time for every little different chart. You have to have different templates. It's necessary. Uh, e.g., how do I use VWAP? VWAP is a very important value. It, sometimes it provides a area of support to bounce, or a strong breakthrough of a VWAP is usually a short. A rejection through a VWAP is, depending on where your support levels are on whatever the asset is, it can be a short. But yeah, it's not the best place to enter a trade, especially at the beginning of a day session, because the VWAP develops during the day. Something like this, which is a rolling VWAP, probably has more strength because it's consistently developing. It's not like a static VWAP that's created every day. There's a new one. So this holds more weight, is what I'm saying. Yeah, Mike. I mean, dude, people are gonna take profits right now. When you see, you're gonna see, like Binance. Binance is probably dumping. They're gonna start dumping soon. Some of these exchanges, they have so much inventory to get rid of, and like that's what they did to us at 46. I think Binance dropped like 8 billion on the market last time we were at 46. So whatever, it's part of the game. Yeah, Toby, you got a P-shaped profile, man. You're right. It is a P-shaped profile, but I don't know. Trend reversal, maybe. It's definitely a damn good short, but don't ever take my trade as your trade. I'm long from way down, and like I said, I didn't have an opportunity to flip. I took profits overnight, and I wanted to see what happens. I don't know. Sometimes I stay in my trade longer than I need to, but I took more than 75% of my profits at the highs. So I like things to develop, right? Like it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now. We still got the whole day, and you know how the day loves to push into Asia session, and quite possibly get right back up to those highs again. So I don't know. I'm never quick to short when I'm in an amazing long. I'm never quick to cut it. I take profits and I add. That's just how I do. That's just me. Some people catch every trade, every scalp, every move. I don't do that. All right. What else do we got? King Mutt, how do you identify buy-sell tails as triggers in real time? Seems obviously looking back. Yeah, but so when it comes to buy and sell tails in real time, it matters if it happens at a support level, right? Right here, 4,800 was support. 4,500 was another level of strong volume. You see it. I don't just take it because it says buy tail, because obviously, they get created as the day goes on. This sell tail up here, 43.4. I showed you where the resistance was higher. That's how I do it. I don't just do it because it prints. I buy it because there's support underneath, right? Boom. You get a buy tail like that, take it. This was, this was kind of a dangerous one here. But like I said, this is a beautiful low. Point of control at the bottom. Move above VWAP. You didn't even have to buy the bottom. You still would have had good risk reward, you know? So that's how I look at that. A naked point of control. A naked point of control is an area where price has not interacted with. These are naked points of control. We had a point of control over here, and price has not touched it yet. Naked point of control. Right? Right here, Bitcoin bounced right at a naked point of control. 4,500. Boom. Out of here. Naked point of control. Naked point of control right here. Resistance. Sell. I'm telling you guys, this stuff works, man. I don't use it for nothing. So BK Sun, the aggro template that I'm using is from a dude named 52 Skew. You guys should all follow him. He is awesome at using the aggro in many ways that I never even thought you can use it. He's a great guy and super smart dude. Super smart. And I actually got the template from him. So, you know, these are the type of things that I can share in my Discord when I do have it up and running. So, it's not something that you could get somewhere, if that's what you're asking. EG, you got a lot of questions today, my man. Go back to my videos, EXO tutorials. All right. Did I get everyone? Nima Vlad. The rolling VWAP in Trading Light is by Red XBT Anchored VWAP. It's called. It's in the indicators, and you know, just search. All right. So, I am the chosen one. The rolling VWAP is, I use that on Trading Light strictly. I'm not even sure if TradingView has a rolling VWAP. Maybe it does. It has an anchored VWAP, which you can anchor it anywhere, right? So see, let's see right here. Okay. So right now I have my VWAP set to the week. Now I can anchor it to the lowest low or the highest high, highest volume, right? So if I say the highest high, right? Oh, shit. I don't even really know how to do this using this. Right, so it's anchoring the VWAP to the highest high of the last 20 candles. Right? You can make it the highest high of the last 100 candles. Right? So you can see this high over here, 51.2. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Rejection. Rejection. Breakthrough. Support. 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 Rejection. Breakthrough. Support. 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 Supporting right now. Right? VWAP is everything, guys. I don't use moving averages. I don't use any other lines. Volume is paramount. Volume is everything. When it comes to big players, it's VWAP. That's what they're using. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So, all right. No, I am chosen one. No, it did not. So I am the chosen one asked the single print area that we have right here. He asked, was this a buy tail? No, it was not. Price opened here. So if you see this little green area, little teal, that's called the initial balance. Price opened here, went down, buy tail, and then it swiftly moved through this area. That's the single print area. This was not a buy tail to begin with. The buy tail formed down here. So, if that answers your question. The guy from Agger Trade, his name is 52 Skew at 52 Skew on Twitter. Awesome guy. All right, guys. I'll do like 2 alts and then we'll cut it. So anybody want to look at anything? Let me know. I'll tell you one thing. I'll show you one chart that I am. So I am hella long looks right now. This is something I bought when it was $1, and I was like, if I just buy this and I forget about it, I'm gonna make a ton of money. And you guys can see breakout right here. I'm telling you guys, when it comes to altcoins, especially low liquidity alts, the breakout trade is usually guaranteed. Now, you would have bought here at 160. We're sitting at 194. Like, I am crushing it in this one. And, I mean, look at the chart on the way down. It's like, who the hell will buy this? But I said months ago, I was like, at some point, I'm going to buy this thing because it is just getting destroyed. Lovely retrace. Look at those naked points of control lining up right there. It was easy trade. So I'm aiming for this 222 area. This thing is moving without Bitcoin. It's still doing 10% a day. Even Bitcoin goes up or down. AVAX, no. I gave up on AVAX, bro. AVAX, all that hype and all that stuff they were talking, and Bitcoin having that breakout move last night, and when Bitcoin broke out and this did nothing, I closed it. I'm not about it anymore. I think it was a little scammy, a little extra hype. But look, you got this area of this composite point of control here. I would take probably a breakout move over $90 again. But yeah, I was a little disappointed with that. I was expecting when Bitcoin made the big move for this to break these highs here. You know, I was looking for something like this. Break these highs. And I was hoping for something like that, but nope. So, no more AVAX. Yeah, Ryan Ferretti, man. This is not the ADA channel. I am not a fan, but I go over it if people ask. This is probably my least favorite coin. This, Doge, and XRP. Anything that's around from 2017 that hasn't done anything in the space, regardless of people, people made money in this thing. I remember I bought ADA at 6 cents, and I think I sold it at 23, and I never thought about buying it again. Look, it didn't die down here at 77. So what you got right now is resistance. Probably resistance here of like 110. Then this, 110, 120. These lows is support. But look, the thing about these, look, I posted about this a couple weeks ago, and I said, if you're holding a coin that is below its summer 2021 lows, you can bet that it's going lower at some point. Just look at it. It's a ski slope, right? So anything that is below these lows is probably, not the best thing to be holding. I think there's other options out there, but I'm expecting this area to be hell of a resistance. These lows over here. So $1 is a struggle. Break $1 and you should have a nice move to maybe like 110. But Bitcoin retraces, these things are just gonna keep going. It's gonna be like that. That's what's gonna happen eventually. So that's my thoughts on ADA. Me, I'd rather play the liquid plays that are doing something in the space right now. The ADAs, the Lunas, the Sols. People love their dollar coins, and that's fine. People love the dollar coins and the penny coins, but these are some of the most expensive coins. And people don't realize that, ADA and XRP to me are the most expensive altcoins out there because they don't do anything like ETH or like Sol or like Luna or like AVAX and have like layers and things built on it. It's just it's just this thing that's been around since 2017 that just, I don't know, has a cult following. So anyway, that's my rant on ADA. Yeah, V-Chain. Yeah, right, bro. Anyway, EG, man, if you stuck in this, bro, I'm telling you, if you get a little break above $1, if you get a little run, I would like $1.10, $1.20. I mean, I don't know where you got in at, but I just hope it's not a big investment, man. It's just not. It's not. I don't know what to say. I know some people love this coin, and I don't want to offend anybody, but it's just like that. I just feel like there's more things that are out there that have better prospects to grow. You got to look at it. ADA is like still in the top 5. XRP, but what do they do? What does XRP do? Does XRP have a, they haven't built anything, man. Nothing. And it was like, I remember back in the days, it was just like, it was like all you had to say back in 2017 was I have a partnership. Yo, XRP has a partnership with Western Union. What? Just like, and they did absolutely nothing, man. So I really got not much love for coins like this. I hope you can understand. Sometimes they're amazing trades, usually shorts, like this. Ooh. Yikes. I remember shorting the Elon Musk SNL. That was one of my best trades of the year, boy. Man, that was a good trade. All right. So anyway, guys, gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, like, subscribe. And this is not financial advice. It's just me, a guy on the internet, telling you what I think, you know. But, you know, you guys have a good week. You'll see me on the Twitter. Questions, hit me in the DMs. And you know, I'm always there. I'm always active. And Discord coming soon. I think I'm gonna do it. So you guys look out for that. Again, thanks. One love. I hope, you know, I wish you guys all the best in trading. Look, we got 2 positive weeks going here. That's what I'm seeing. And I think like something like either we go from here to these highs, consolidate for a couple days and go to these highs, or maybe wick down here and we pray to God that this holds. Break below 39, you know, it's not a good look in my opinion. But I'm constructive right now. I'm playing what I see in front of me. Fire trucks coming down my block. And yeah, that's it, man. I'll see you guys on Friday. All right? Peace, ladies and gentlemen. Holla.